Ofer, I want to go back to your breakthrough, but just to postpone it a bit.
Okay.
You have these cells. How do you get the first clue that they're not just killers? You said that there's some background to it. How do you where do you fit into that?
So we started the work. So by the way, it's a collaboration with a group of gynecologists in Hadassah Har Tzofim, headed by Professor Simcha Yagel. So every Wednesday we are getting maybe part of the placenta. It's actually biological waste, which is actually going to the garbage. And it's taken from women undergoing termination of pregnancy, deliberate termination of pregnancy.
Why would they terminate these pregnancies? Something was for various reasons?
Yeah, for various reasons. Not because of medical problems, but because of other reasons.
I see.
So Simcha and his team give us this precious biological material, and we just study so we just extract the immune cells from this tissue. And right at the beginning, we noticed that, as everybody else, that most of the cells there are natural killer cells. And we also noticed that they have special characteristics. They are not the normal NK cells which are found in the blood. These are just NK cells which are found only in women and are getting there and are found only in the point of contact between mother and baby and only during pregnancy.
But otherwise they don't exist in any other...
No, so they don't exist in men. We don't have them.
Yeah.
And the women actually, at least part of these, have some of these NK cells during the menstrual cycle. So every month, these NK cells are rising up during the cycle. And what we discovered maybe recently is that their function is what we think is only simply waiting for pregnancy. Every month, there's a population of NK cells in the uterus of the women, and the only function of these cells, which we know, is to wait for pregnancy.
So these guys are very patient guys because
Exactly.
they wait around to kill things and they wait around for you to
Exactly.
get pregnant if you're a woman.
Exactly. They're not only patient, they are being generated, so they short-lived. So they are being generated every month.
And then they die. Oh, they die.
Every month, and we think that their only function is waiting for pregnancy.
So
Okay?
menstruation is getting rid of them when they're dead. I
Right,
see.
exactly. So then we got this tissue. We noticed that they are special. So now we started to ask whether they are killer cells. So maybe they are there to protect the fetus from viruses or from any other pathogens. So we did killing experiments.
How do you do a killing
So we
experiment?
just take these NK cells,
Yeah.
put them with target cells, which we know that they're supposed to kill,
Yeah.
and we just see if they can kill them or not. But then we immediately noticed that there is no killing.
They don't kill them.
No, they don't kill them. So I just told you that in the blood, for example, they can kill within 10 minutes. Here we got zero killing, almost no killing. So then we decided what can they do?
These are pacifist non-NK
Yeah, exactly.
cells.
So we have the 80% of all lymphocytes are NK cells.
I see.
And according to what we know, they are not doing anything. Is it possible that we have there 80% cells which do not do anything? So then I had actually, he was a Palestinian student. His name was Jacob Hanna. He is now in MIT, and he is the main author on this manuscript. So he went to the US, took with him RNA samples derived from 23 different women, and just did gene chip analysis of these NK cells to try and find out what they are doing. So if they are not killer cells, what can they do? And then he noticed that they produce many growth factors. So instead of being killer cells, they produce factors to help the baby grow.
Oh, so that's the paper that talks about the blood vessels
Exactly.
and creating all these blood vessels.
Exactly.
And that's the breakthrough papers.
Exactly.
I see. You better get this guy, Palestinian, back in your lab.
I mean, he's coming back.
He's coming back.
He's coming back. He was just offered a position in the Watson Institute. I think he's going to be the first Arab PI, the first Palestinian in the Watson Institute, and he did really excellent job in in MIT. So yeah, he is coming back.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. It is nice.
Now, the implications of this are very important. I'm sure not only for this, but for pregnant women and why women abort and all those kinds of issues.
Right. So now this opened up. Actually, it's opened up a whole new area of research. So until then, NK cells were thought to be killer cells, and now we show that in pregnancy there's a special type of cells, which are NK cells, which produce cytokines. So now, what happens in recurrent abortions? What happens in preeclampsia? Are NK cells involved there? Do they secrete special cytokines? Are their function impaired in those diseases? Yeah, it's opened up a whole new field, and actually, this paper was selected as one of the #1 papers.
Was #1, that's what I saw. And it was one of the great papers of the year.
Right.
In fact, several years. It's
Right.
So, I said, wow,
Right.
I'm interviewing Ofer.
Right.
It embarrasses you. But anyway, but you've done work, not only the implications there, you have done work related to AIDS, because it has some implications on that. What's the connection?
So NK cells, so we just learned that NK cells in the cellular or during pregnancy produce growth factor to help the baby grow or to supply proper blood supply. But in the blood, NK cells kill, or in the other tissues, NK cells kill viruses or pathogens. And the main question was, how do they do it? And this is really important today that we're facing these emerging new viruses or pandemics, the influenza virus pandemic and the HIV virus. And we know that NK cells can kill those infected cells. So how do they do it?
Well, I watched videos of them doing it. It's like a video game, and they shoot a radar.
Right, exactly.
But that is there any resemblance to reality?
In fact, they are. They have so when they meet the infected cells, let's say the HIV infected cells, their whole cytoskeleton is reorganized towards the point of contact, and it's really like a syringe. They really inject the killer substances into the infected cells.
I see. That's how it works. Well, and the connection with AIDS is because do they attack the infection?
So actually, there are numerous reports now that shows that the NK cells have something to do with the HIV virus. No one really understands how. So there are certain groups of people which are better protected from AIDS, and others which are less protected. And there is a connection between the type of NK cells in those which are protected and those which are not protected.
So there's a genetic factor of some people who have certain kinds of cells that make them immune to, and others that don't, and they have a different kind of anchor cell.
Right.
What's the difference in the anchor cells?
So no one really understands it. So there's a special type of amide cyclosome proteins, a special type of protein which the patient carries, and in parallel the NK cells carry a special type of receptors, and that's what. And there's only connection. No one really understand why in these people they are more resistant, or the disease progresses less when they have this type of combinations.
Well, we're going to take a break again,
Okay.
and we'll come back because I want to discuss, they're called microRNA,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
How the microRNA might work,
Okay.
and where your research is carrying you.
Okay.
But we'll take a break first.
Okay.